with the guns, I'm gonna shoot the Ngannou. How you gonna knock him out, brother? You have to use something, brother.
In the opinion of many people in the fight community, Francis Ngannou is the scariest man on the planet.
Nick Maynard's phone to try to get a matchup with Ngannou. Down goes the ring. Francis Ngannou has arrived.
That's what we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
it. It's over.
Rosenstrike is out.
Whoa.
Ngannou.
Out bad.
Huge right from Ngannou. Dos Santos in a world of pain. Francis Ngannou. Too much. Counter right from Sanchez, who is now down and out. Francis Ngannou can finally call himself the greatest heavyweight in the world.
A lot of fans are convinced that the Cameroonian Predator would tear Jon Jones apart if that fight had ever happened. Today, we're going to show you every Francis Ngannou fight, and then we want you to answer in the comments, is that actually true or not?
Knocked out with one punch one of the greatest heavyweight kickboxers ever. Alistair Overeem was a K1 Grand Prix champion, Strikeforce heavyweight champion, Dream heavyweight champion. You don't get any more experience than Alistair Overeem. Fought for the title, right? One punch. First round. Boom!
Smash the like button on this video and drop your thoughts below. And if you want the full story of Francis Ngannou, his rise, the sand mines, the poverty in France, and a journey that literally looks like a Hollywood script, then let's hit 5,000 likes. But for now, let's get into it.
You saw what he did to Overeem. K1 Grand Prix champion, Dream champion, Strikeforce heavyweight champion. Francis put him into orbit.
His head nearly came off of his shoulders, man. It was
Fucking
ridiculous.
Incredible. And you could see the way Overeem was fighting him too. He's like,
Yeah.
it's like aware that at any fuck up at any moment.
Francis Ngannou's professional MMA debut took place on November 30th, 2013. At the time, he was living in France, so naturally that's where he had to compete. He didn't even have money to travel to the next town over, but he still had to start his career somehow. So he stepped in under a local promotion called 100% Fight Contenders against Rashid Benzina. It was awkward, it was clumsy, zero confidence, wild swings, punches that weren't even properly formed yet, and still, the beginner Predator got the job done. Even when he wasn't landing clean, he was rocking Benzina and dropping him. In one of those chaotic moments, the Cameroonian prospect secured a dominant position, cranked the arm, and forced the tap with an improvised version of an armbar. It's honestly hard to believe one of the greatest knockout artists ever won his debut by submission, right?
Who knows? Hey! Wakanda forever! I had to do it. That's Ngannou right there. My man. King Ngannou. Yes, sir.
After tasting that first win, Francis came back just 2 weeks later, on December 14th, and fought Zoumana Cissé at another event for the same organization. This time, it came down to experience, and in that department, Ngannou was miles behind. He lost a clear, unanimous decision. No matter how hard he tried to touch Cissé or hurt him with anything, the more seasoned fighter kept finding ways out, avoiding danger and staying safe. So you could say young Francis lost more to his own inexperience than to Cissé being some terrifying threat. But a loss is still a loss. On April 5th, 2014, the Cameroonian lit up the crowd in Levallois-Perret with a beautiful first-round knockout over Bilal Taha. Maybe it was luck, maybe it wasn't, but he fired a pinpoint combination, a double jab, and a straight behind it, and it flattened the guy instantly. He stayed down for minutes, just lying there while his mind looked like it was floating somewhere outside his body. After that, Francis faced a guy named Nicholas Speck, whoever that was, and once again, Ngannou's inexperience dragged the fight past the first round. In a perfect world, if Francis had a clean, educated punch, If he understood distance and timing, that fight ends ridiculously fast. Instead, people watched messy, unsure grappling and scrambling that Francis won mostly because of raw physical gifts and that animal strength nature gave him. At some point, Ngannou simply wrapped him up, went downstairs, and finished him with an arm triangle choke. A finish is a finish, so we move. On September 20th, Francis delivered one of the quickest finishes of his early career because the fight basically didn't even start. He shared the cage with Luke Ngeleka and forced the tap with a guillotine just 44 seconds in. Again, the Cameroonian was never lacking power. He was collecting wins off brute strength while learning how to control it in real time.
Il lui fait une guillotine debout. Guillotine debout sur les mains.
On May 28th, 2015, the Predator showed up at an event called National Tryouts, where he fought William Balduti. By his sixth pro fight, Francis had at least tightened up some basic technique, so the way he handled Balduti wasn't surprising. Balduti tried to drag it to the ground, but it ended horribly for him. Ngannou hammered him with savage ground and pound and forced a brutal stoppage. By late December that same year, Francis and his manager got contacted by the world's best league. The UFC saw the charisma and the potential, and they brought him in on UFC on Fox 17, giving him Luis Henrique as his first opponent.
UFC with this another levels. I've been doing a little bit. I started a few months ago, and I've been fighting in our organization. But this is something huge. This is something, the next step for him.
Even with a rough first round, Ngannou came alive in the second and shut the lights off with a vicious uppercut, the kind of punch that steals brain cells on impact. It was a complete blackout with zero chance of recovery. That's how Francis officially entered the UFC.
Je serai le nouveau champion chez les poids lourds et j'y crois. Je commence par gagner mon combat de ce soir.
In April 2016, the new heavyweight with the deadly punch destroyed Curtis Blades, handed him the first loss of his career, and got his second UFC win via TKO. Doctors stopped it after round 2 and didn't allow Blades to continue.
What I did tonight made me dream bigger, and I feel things very easier than last time, and I think I will go better and better with the time.
On July 23rd, the Cameroonian machine of pain and suffering finished a Serbian fighter, Bojan Mihajlovic. The guy tried his best to avoid danger, but he only lasted about a minute and a half before it ended. Clean, brutal, and final.
I know just here for the super fight. I have some goal, and my goal is not only one fight. My goal is the belt, the throne, and everyone they give me to fight, I get to fight it because maybe I'm supposed to fight all of them. I am here for a long time. I'm not here just for 2 days or 1 week.
In December, Ngannou forced Anthony Hamilton to tap with a Kimura in the first round and earned his first performance of the night bonus. And then, just a month and a half later, he came right back and got a huge name, former champion Andrei Arlovski.
I start MMA. That is when I start to watch the talking about this fighter, and then I go to YouTube, I watch the video, I look some people fight, they say, well, Ken Velasquez, they say Dos Santos, Arlovski, and that is when I start know them, I start looking of them. But at the time, I'm still dream for the boxing to have a boxing career, and I don't think so say one day I can have an opportunity to fight them. And then after that, when USA give me opportunity, I say, why not? Now I go to do my best, and to be the best, you're supposed to be the best.
Starting January 28, 2017, the Predator officially became a legend killer. Arlovski was the first sword to fall. The Belarusian veteran got folded in a minute and a half and looked like he had no idea what even happened, while Francis was already celebrating a career-defining win.
Since when I started this sport just 3 years and a half ago, and then all the way when I continue, I grow. There are a lot of people behind of me who believe me and who push me, who make me trust of me, because for the beginning, it's not something who interested me. And then today, because of that people who push me up, I believe and I trust for this sport.
By the end of 2017, the UFC was building a title eliminator, the best heavyweights fighting for the right to become the next contender. On December 2nd, Francis fought Alistair Overeem at UFC 218. As Joe Rogan has said many times in pure disbelief, what Ngannou did looked like an attempt on a man's life. He almost killed Overeem in there with one of the most cinematic uppercuts you will ever see.
Mick Maynard's phone to try to get a matchup with Ngannou. Down goes the Reem. Francis Ngannou has arrived.
That's what we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he is young in his career. It's one of those tough decisions when you have a guy that's this talented and this just freakish. You know what I mean? The guy's a monster, and I'm really high on him. I think he's the future. The question is, I don't know if we've ever had a heavyweight that's been as big as this guy is. A heavyweight champion, you know what I mean? A heavyweight champion who is as physically imposing and scary as this guy is. And I love his story. He's got a great story. I think he's the future. So we'll see what happens.
And after only 2 years and 6 straight wins, Francis earned a title shot against the reigning champion, Stipe Miocic.
Francis Ngannou has the world record for the most powerful punch. His punch is the equivalent to 96 horsepower, which is equal to getting hit by a Ford Escort going as fast as it can. And it's more powerful than a 12-pound sledgehammer swung full force from overhead. Holy shit.
That meteoric rise crashed hard. Dana fell in love with his monster aura and completely ignored the fact that the man had only been doing MMA for a few years. Ngannou didn't have the experience to compete with an elite Stipe Miocic, and he lost a clear, unanimous decision.
I want to be the one who bring the UFC in Africa, basically in Cameroon, you know, make Cameroon be the first country in Africa to have UFC. It will be good. It will be like an honor for me.
So no, he didn't become the first African UFC champion. In March 2019, Kamaru Usman did that, and in April, Israel Adesanya won interim gold. But none of that stopped Francis from chasing the goal. Now, we're going to skip the Derek Lewis fight for obvious reasons. Let's pretend it never happened, like it exists in some parallel universe, and we jump straight to Ngannou's rematch with Curtis Blades, which took place in late November 2018.
It is a loss, it's on my record, it's a loss, but if there's any loss that you don't lose any sleep over, it's that one. Because it wasn't a referee's decision, it wasn't the judge's decision, it was a doctor. So he's probably in a hole right now, like 0-2 after being the hot shot. It's got to be a dark, dark place. I just hope, I want him to be his best. I don't want any excuses out of his camp or the fans or the company. Like, I want him at his best. I'll beat him 10 out of 10 times.
No matter what Blades said, or how deep he tried to go into philosophical speeches, reality still arrived. Ngannou erased him in 45 seconds, not even a full minute. The Predator shattered an elite wrestler and reminded the world he wasn't done, not even close.
Over the top with a right hand! Oh, this is bad news! That's it! Francis Ngannou wins!
I feel really good, man. You know, I just stumbled from the bottom of the water like, yes, it's been a hard time, but listen, man, I'm back. Listen exactly what I'm saying, I'm back.
In February 2019, Francis tore through Cain Velasquez, knocking him out in 26 seconds. Who else on earth could do that to Cain? Nobody, not even all Cain's opponents combined.
He's never felt more confident in it. Oh, he got Velasquez's heart. That's it. Ngannou closes the show. Oh my goodness gracious. Francis Ngannou has knocked out Cain Velasquez. Wow.
I don't care to be the underdog. I mean, I born as underdog. You know, when someone born, when I'm born, it seems like you don't deserve nothing. It seems that like you don't own nothing. You know, they are not even hope for you. So I used to. That's the story of my life. I mean, being underdog is not something we're going to surprise me. I used to. I mean, growing up at school, everywhere, it was like that. So that might be what is helping me today, because I used to.
Then the legend killing continued against Junior Dos Santos. Francis finished him by TKO in 71 seconds. That failure against Stipe Miocic didn't break Ngannou. It gave him a second wind and made him meaner.
Oh my God! Oh! Huge right from Ngannou! Dos Santos in a world of pain! Francis Ngannou! Too much for JDS!
I'm very happy now, and then I hope the UFC gonna realize that I deserve the title shot right now.
Certainly.
I deserve the winner of DC and Stipe. Of course, it gave me some confidence, but before that, I was already confident because Junior is a striker, he's a boxer, and I believe that I'm the best boxer in this division.
The UFC still didn't want to gamble too early, so as insurance, they gave Francis one more contender before granting him a second title shot, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. And honestly, I feel sorry for him. He got launched into orbit in 20 seconds and collapsed like a deck chair near the corner after Ngannou stormed forward.
Oh!
That's it. It's over.
Rozenstruik is out!
Whoa! Out
Ngannou!
bad! Out cold.
So that, I'm happy after 15 weeks of training camp and have I would say easy camp, easy fight. It's just great, So I put all the pain, all the suffer in the training camp, and the fight went well.
After walking the road of redemption and rebuilding the trust around his name, the Cameroonian Predator demanded the belt again and fought Stipe Miocic a second time.
I remember that fight from the preparation, and obviously I'm not taking credit of Stipe. He was a better fighter that night, but when I look at that fight, I hate to watch that fight because I don't recognize myself. Even the way that I'm fighting, the way that I'm rushing, that guy looked like me, but I don't recognize that style. And also, I did a lot of mistakes leading up to that fight. I wasn't even there myself, I kind of I didn't even have an emotion in that fight. I don't know. I was just there, lack of emotion. But this time, things will be different. I had enough time.
This rematch was different, completely different, because Ngannou left absolutely nothing of Miocic, destroying him and finishing him in the second round, basically right at the start.
Right from Miocic, who is now down and out! Francis Ngannou can finally call himself the greatest heavyweight in the world!
Yeah, no, he looked damn good. He looked incredible, man, and obviously you saw a lot of things from him tonight that we hadn't seen from him in the past.
Reaching the top of the heavyweight division in the world's best league, Francis Ngannou essentially completed the main goals of his life. He proved to everyone, and most of all to himself, that no matter where you're born and how poor your past is, you can still make it if you commit to what you love. Now we get to his first and only UFC title defense against Cyril Gane at UFC 270, my friends. The interim champion from France couldn't do meaningful damage to the undisputed champion, who came in with a knee injury and still won a unanimous decision. Honestly, Gane got off lightly.
We had to work to contribute at home, to buy oil, to buy food, and also for our scholarship, for books. So you have to work. And that's how we started. Even though that work was meant for adults, but we didn't have any option, so we take what we had.
And Francis's last MMA appearance, as of today, came in October 2024. After leaving the UFC and testing himself in boxing, Ngannou returned to MMA and fought Renan Ferreira at PFL Super Fights. Ferreira got broken in the first round. Ngannou shocked him and shocked all of us by taking it to the ground, then smashing his head into the canvas with brutal ground and pound, basically gifting him a few brand new concussions.
Francis needs to rip out of that right now.
Ngannou, who punches from the top. Nasty work! Looked him from. Oh, he's out! He's out!
He's in big trouble! And he's down
Coming into this fight, you know, this fight for me was also a way to find out if I can still fight, if I still have it, something like that. If I can deal with this, you know, with the pressure, with the fight week, with media and everything, and yeah, we get through. And I think mine takes some time to process things out, but yeah.
And that is Francis Ngannou's path in MMA. If you want us to go deeper into his story, and trust me, it will not leave you indifferent, then let's hit 5,000 likes on this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next uploads. See you soon.